Mr. Sormani, I understand you have an opening statement that you'd like to make, so I'll allow you to go ahead and make that right now.
Yeah, thank you, Jamal. On behalf of Manor ISD and the Board of Trustees and myself, I want to express my sincere condolences to the family and loved ones of the victim. It is an absolute heartbreaking tragedy that we've experienced as a community and as a whole. I also know that there are many students and staff members out there that were affected by this. And right now, that is what Manor ISD's main focus is taking care of our people and our community. Currently, we have mental health providers and trauma care staged at our early college high school campus, and that is open to any students, any staff, or any community member or first responder who might need to talk with someone. Once we pass this first initial stage, we'll begin to look towards what is it going to look like when students return to school. Our high school is not open. We do intend to return students to the campus in the future, and we're going to begin to start planning what that looks like to ensure that everyone feels safe and secure on the campus. I just want to end by saying, we have over 2,400 students on that campus, and the vast majority of them, 99.9% of them, they come to school every day and do incredible things. And I just don't want this to overshadow what they have accomplished. It is an absolute tragedy, and together we're going to work through this as a community to solve this problem.
Doctor, is there anything right now that you can share, any new details about what we already maybe didn't know after yesterday's unfortunate fatal stabbing?
I don't have any new details. Those new details will likely come from the investigating officers for the Manor Police Department.
I spoke with the Manor Police Department earlier today, and they kind of confirmed to me that this wasn't the first altercation between these two students. Is that something that you're aware of? Is that something that you are privy to, that knowledge, knowing that yesterday's incident wasn't the first time that those two have been involved together?
Unfortunately, with the student incident, while the Manor Police Department can speak to what they wish, both these are current students. These are students, and we cannot speak on their records.
As far as what the school district's police department is handling, what's their role in this? What are they handling? What are they doing right now?
Well, our police department is there to serve and protect our children first and foremost, and I want to commend what they did and the officers on the scene. They were obviously the first to respond, quickly disarmed and apprehended the assailant, and then began providing triage and medical support to the student. And that is what they're there for, and that is what their role is. They will continue that role. They will obviously enhance the security measures we have at our schools, and we are so glad that they are here for us.
The weapon that was used, are you able to confirm what type of weapon was used in this incident?
I only know that it was a knife. Any of those questions would have to go to the city police department.
So it was a knife. I believe that we were held off on reporting that, but we just didn't know what type of weapon it was. You talked about you don't know what it's going to look like when students come back. Are you aware of, or do you know what the safety conversations have been like so far, discussing how you're going to go forward with safety here at Manor ISD? I mean, I can only imagine parents are thinking how their sons, their daughters are going to be kept safe. What does that look like? Safety in the classroom look like?
Well, absolutely, and I think there's different levels of this. You start with what is the short-term things we can do to make everyone feel safe on the campus. Some of those things are obvious, a visible presence. We already have our officers on the campus, but maybe an enhanced version of that. More long-term, we're going to have to take some time to review and decide, are there other measures that we can put in place? And we're really, the Board of Trustees and I are open to whatever it's going to take to do that. Even further long-term, I really think, and it's unfortunate that I was able to reach out to 3 other superintendents who have experienced something similar in the state of Texas. These things shouldn't happen, and I think it begs a community involvement and discussion that the school district and its community need to have to really get down to the root of what's driving the anger and these type of reaction we have from a student, because that's really the long-term solution to all of this.
What do you have to say to parents who may be concerned about their kids' safety at school?
I'd say to parents, we love your children. This is what we do. We're going to work anything we can do to keep your children safe every single day. and we want you to feel welcome and see what we're doing to keep them safe.
I guess the status of one of the students, could you confirm if they were maybe nonverbal or not? I believe the victim here, I think his family had said that he was maybe like nonverbal. Is that something that you can confirm if he was his status?
I couldn't confirm one way or the other. It's again, that's information that's protected.
Okay. I have another question. Just yesterday, maybe took a little bit of time to get the information. Is there a reason why it took so long for the school district to share information with the public about what was going on?
I don't know that it took a long time to share information with the public. I think more importantly is, what does the public want? Us to keep kids safe. And that is the first and foremost job that we do, and anything else waits. Once we established that all our children were safe and we have stabilized the situation, and then we turn to both communication and recovery. We are currently in that recovery stage, but we always strive to get as much information as we're allowed to give when we can give it. These situations are complex, but number one, we will do anything to keep our kids safe, and that is always what we will do first.
And then you mentioned the schools are closed. I believe the early college and the senior high school are closed. Is there a timetable? Do you know, like, the timetable you're looking at for when those could reopen? Is this kind of, as you all kind of fill the motions out, fill it out, or anything like that?
Well, currently, we are trying to plan to see if we can open the schools on Monday. Obviously, it's a fluid situation, and a lot depends on both how our staff are feeling and how the community feels. That is, again, going back to the number one thing is to take care of the staff and students so everyone feels good. And so we're going to keep an eye on that situation, but for sure I can say that we're going to have no school at Manor High School this week. All activities have been canceled after school, and we are having nothing but focusing on just our emotional well-being.
Then what do you think it'll look like when kids come back to school and staff comes back to school?
I'm not sure I'm ready to comment on that. What I will say is there's a large number of counselors and grief counselors from surrounding districts, our own district, local organizations. They are actually currently talking about what that might look like and what is that going to look like for staff. And the reason I say look like, it's not going to be a normal day, and it shouldn't be a normal day. You have different students in different stages of grief or trauma, and we need to be prepared to meet every student where they're at. And so that's whatever that day is going to look like. That team is going to plan it out and will let us know, and then we will let families know as well.
Anything else you'd like to add, Dr. Sormani?
Only that we have just absolutely wonderful students, and we love our children, and we will do all we can to move forward from this in any way we can.